Hey everybody, my name is Coley and welcome back to another episode of The Green Room. Today I wanted to talk about a bunch of different things initially, but then I started recording this and I realized that everything I was going to talk about it just kind of had to do with one thing: brain fog. I'm not the most disciplined guy in the world, and I get distracted by a lot of things, and I honestly probably have ADHD, but I'll probably never get it tested. I feel like if I ever got diagnosed, I would just use it as an excuse to not try certain things, and that's a whole other conversation. But lately, I've just been distracted because a lot's going on in my life right now. Some things are good and some things are bad, and it's just kind of how life goes. I got some grown-up big boy decisions to make, and my future is a little uncertain, as it usually is for somebody in their 20s. But because I have so much to think about, and so much I want to do in just a short amount of time, it's just created a lot of fog. It's difficult to see the path forward. There's a lot of videos I want to make. There's other projects I want to work on creatively, but at the same time, I need to focus on my career. Blech. I think the worst part about being in your 20s, or maybe even your 30s for that matter, is that you always feel like the decisions you make right now will domino effect into insane consequences. Like retirement. If you want to save for retirement, you should start yesterday. Like, you need to be thinking about that right now for you to garner the wealth to not work for the rest of your life. But it's kind of hard to do that when you don't even know what the next year or two is going to bring you. And thinking about this just makes the fog come in even thicker. Oftentimes I kind of see our emotions like they're like a web, like a spider web, and they're all connected through multiple points, which creates a strong sense of who you are. But sometimes the strong ties are broken or repaired with things that aren't true and are usually difficult to break. For example, if you feel stressed about making decisions, which in turn creates self-doubt, then that gives way to delaying or not taking action, which then makes you feel more stressed about the decision you need to make, and then the cycle just begins anew. Yippee. Lately, I've been enjoying to Dr. K, or the Healthy Gamer GG guy from YouTube, and at first I actually hated his content. Such an ass thing to say, but I don't know. I felt like it was so cheesy and he was always making generalizations about certain things, and I didn't really like that. But the more that I listened to him, I kind of understand now what he's actually trying to do, and it was easier to understand and comprehend his advice. One thing he said that stood out to me was this idea about logic. We'd like to think that we're logical and we use logic to take the best course of action, but we aren't. I mean, at least I'm not. We all know we should diet and exercise, and that's the logical thing to do. And if we were all logical, then we would all be jacked and sexy and healthy, and I'm only one of those things. I won't tell you which one. It's sexy. I'm really sexy. Anyway, I feel like this is where at least my brain fog kind of stems from. I have this thought process where I take an assumption I've made and then it turns into a fact in my mind. Like, I'll be in the middle of making a video and I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. This is a bad video. And then I think it's 100% objectively a bad video. But then when I show others and ask what they think it's great or even perfect. And I'm not saying this to brag that I make really good videos, but it's more so the fact that I've told myself something enough and I believed it to be true. It's even worse when you like stack all of these assumptions on top of each other and build it up. I mean, okay, I've never thought this way because again, I'm really sexy. But you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm really ugly. That's why I'm single. This is why I'm unhappy. In order to be happy then, I must try to make myself beautiful by my own standard and attract attention from it, so then someone will love me and happiness will come. What evidence do you have that you're ugly? What does being ugly even mean? How is that 100% a fact? And then that just goes off the rails from there, and more fog starts to build up as you get off course. I think something that has helped me sort through this is what I'm doing literally right now, which is talking through it. I write a journal every morning. Well, okay, I try and write a journal every morning, but I write this journal where the first things that come into my mind, I write about it, and I explain why I feel a certain way in as much detail as I possibly can. And usually, as I'm writing or talking to myself about it, there's usually a why question to ask. Like, why do you feel this way? Then from there, I can locate the source of why, and then usually I can come up with the how question. How am I going to overcome this? How can I do this better? how can I go about this and repair what has already been broken? This is sort of why I made this channel in the first place, is to sort out problems through the medium I know best, which is YouTube videos. This is easier said than done, and it takes a lot of practice to talk to yourself because you're trying to talk to like two different versions of you. There's the you in your head, and then there's the you that's like deeper down. There's the you that's the observer and is something deep down and is often drowned out by the you in your head, which is the quick decision maker and chatter. Sometimes, like right now, I forget to heed my own advice. But honestly, making this video has kind of just reminded me that I need to take the time to talk to myself and understand things. And I always feel like the annoying part is, but it leads to growth, is that I always feel like I understand everything, and then it turns right around on me, and it turns out I don't understand everything, guys. It turns out a 20-year-old doesn't know all the answers to life. Surprise. But this building of understanding is what helps clear the fog. And then the paths to take will show themselves again. And each path can lead to something exciting. It's not just one path. Life isn't like a linear storyline. Like it's a branching path of a bunch of different possibilities, and all of which have pros and cons. So don't forget that. So anyway, I'm gonna go talk to myself some more, get ready to continue moving forward, and let's try and accomplish something today, Cole. It sounds like a pretty good idea. I hope anybody listening to this tries that too. But anyway, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.